Hi guys, happy Monday. Yay for Mondays. I hope you've all been able to implement some of the portion control stuff that I posted about this morning. I know that it might seem like a lot of overthinking, but once you get it ingrained in your system, that's been honestly the number one way I've been able to stick with healthy eating. And the portion control stuff I posted is something I learned from my fitness program that has a little bit more specifics, but that's sort of the basics. So if you have any more questions about it, you can ask me. So, nutrition is something I feel like we overlook a lot, especially if you're an athlete or someone that works out a lot, because you can have very little outward fat, but your organs can be covered with fat, and that's really, really scary. So, a lot of people, a lot of athletes I know don't eat very well because they don't feel like they need to. But by the time you're out of college and it starts catching up with you, you can have some sort of scary long term effects on your health, especially your cardiovascular health. So, that's why nutrition is so important. But right now, I want to talk to you guys about probably the number one thing that I hear people struggle with, that I struggle with the most too, and that's temptations and cravings. So, I'm going to share with you a little story that I think sort of exemplifies what I'm going to talk about. And it's called the diet cycle story. So, whether you're someone that's tried a traditional diet like Weight Watchers, or not, or whether you've just tried cutting out whole food groups or not eating sugar, which is something I've done a lot, you'll probably relate to this. So, how it goes is you pick something that you want to cut out, probably because you've read that it works or you've heard other, probably girls talking about it. So, for me, that was bread. I've always had a negative relationship with bread, so I decided to cut it out completely. Normally, for about a week or so, it goes pretty well because you have a strong reason for cutting it out, and so you stick to it. By day 10, you really start to get some cravings and you get irritable and angry and tired, and that's because you've cut out a lot of nutrients. And by day 14, you give in. And you probably don't reach for one slice of bread, you reach for the entire loaf or a whole bag of Oreos because your brain was in starvation mode and now it sees this abundance of food and it grabs it. So the reason that these diet cycles are dangerous, I mean, now you're probably feeling guilty and you're probably going to do it again. And the problem with girls, like, not eating any real food the week before prom so they fit in their dress, the reason why these things are so harmful to us is because you're cutting calories and you're cutting nutrients. So that's why diets don't work. Because yes, it's true, if you burn more calories than you eat, that is how you lose weight. Like, that is the 101 basics for how you lose weight, but it's not going to last. And the way that I've been able to slowly decrease my calories a little bit, and calories are not something I think about or count, but it's by decreasing my foods that are calorically empty, basically my processed foods, and adding in foods that happen to be lower calorie but are stock full of nutrients. So when you eat processed foods, let's say a bag of Doritos, the little nutrients that are in there are disguised with a lot of fake chemicals. Think about drinks that have fake sugar. This is why fake sugar is so dangerous. It sends signals in your brain that confuse your body. And when it's going through your digestive system, your cells are trying to pull out any nutrients that they can identify, which is not a lot. So that's why having only a bag of Doritos, an hour later you're going to be hungry because your cells were working so hard to take out these nutrients. On the contrary, if you eat something like spinach, which is stock full of nutrients, it just sort of passes through your digestive system and your cells don't have to work hard because it recognizes the vitamins and minerals in the food in their whole form. That's why 3 cups of spinach will keep you just as full, if not more full, than a bag of Doritos, even though that 3 cups of spinach might have less than 50 calories. So I don't want you guys thinking about calories because, looking at the vitamins and minerals, the micronutrients is so much more important than thinking about calories. I don't think about calories at all on the meal program that I follow. But I do want you to think about the foods that you're buying that are in packages. The only protein bars I really want you guys to be eating are Lara bars. They have about 4 or 5 ingredients. If you can't pronounce something on the label, if there's more than, honestly, 6 ingredients, you shouldn't be eating it because companies stock preservatives and stuff into these foods so that they can make them cheaper, but it's it's what's causing you to have these cravings. So basically, if you are deficient in even one vitamin or mineral, that's when your craving is going to come. So when you start to crave salt or sugar, it's actually your body craving a certain vitamin or mineral that you're not getting, and confusing the signal for wanting fat or sugar, because back when we were hunter-gatherers, I'm learning all about this in my medical anthropology class, that is the kind of food we craved because we knew it would keep us energized during periods of famine. So it's the hard thing about this is we don't know which vitamin or mineral we're lacking in. So what I encourage you to do is to eat as much whole foods as you can, and it'll really, really decrease your cravings. If you're having a hard trouble getting them in, my superfood shake that I drink has all 27 essential vitamins and nutrients, and the one that Katie drinks. And that's my easiest way to, like, I actually don't ever have sugar cravings because of it. If you want to ask me about it, I can tell you or send you a sample, but that being said, whole foods are always better than processed foods. Even a whole avocado or coconut is better than the oil version because your body doesn't have to work as hard to get the nutrients. Finally, dehydration is really important. If you feel thirsty, you've waited too long to drink water, your cells need this water. And so I like to drink an entire water bottle right when I wake up and before each meal, but not during, to reduce bloating. Because sometimes your body confuses hunger signals for water signals. So I hope that makes sense. Comment below if you have any questions. Just always try and think about those whole foods. Try and follow those portion control guidelines. They really help. We need so much less food than we think. And if you're trying to cut calories and cut nutrients, it's not going to work. So really think about getting those foods that are full of fiber and stuff. So I hope that was helpful. Comment with any questions, and have a great rest of your day.